Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Board YouTube channel for your Wednesday pickers, Thursday pick and roll for January 9th. And we're back after 4 straight winning days on the show. We're looking to make it 5 in a row, and we have a decent slate of NBA games to go through today to try and make that happen. So please ensure you guys are subscribe to the channel, keep up to date with the shows that are coming out every weekday morning right here, and please make sure you hit that like button if you enjoy this show along the way, especially if you tail any of the free picks we have along the way. How the show works, we'll go through the entire slate of NBA games. We'll hear from PipsNBA, my co-host, on any of his free picks. Then we'll answer some questions from the chat, react to some of your bets as well. So we'll get things started by talk about yesterday. Like I said, it was a winning day for the show. 2-in-1 day. There was 3 picks. We had 2 winners in the Nets-Pistons game. A no-sweat winner on Noah Clowney. Quick cover on his points. Partial sweat on Nick Claxton late into that game, but he does go he does get his under. And finally, James Harden on the assist, which was the loser. Unfortunately, blowout kind of took away any legs that this one had because he did get a few assists early. But we'll get things started off with one of the bets here. Pips wants to go directly to the Trailblazers and Mavericks game. Pips, we'll bring you in here. What do you got for us in this game?
So we are going to go to bet DeAndre Ayton over. I forgot to share the screen just a second. We're going to bet DeAndre Ayton over 13.5 points.
Best price available for this one is -128 available at FanDuel. There's other similar prices out there, but if you want to get the best price, ensure you're using our sportsbook partner here, the FanDuel Sportsbook.
Yeah, so this one is like, let me just zoom in a bit. Even on the season, when you don't use any filters, when you just do like 26 plus minutes, he covered this in 17 out of 23 games. But when you use the games, when he played with Simons, Sharp, and Danny Avdija, we can see that he's over in 12 out of the 15, average 16.4 points. Covered this in some not so easy matchups like the one against the Spurs and against the Clippers. But the biggest thing for Ayton is when you look at the head-to-head matchups this season, he covered this in all 3 games, scoring 16 plus in every single one, averaging 18.3 over the 3 games, so very above this line. And they were in similar lineups. Simons, Sharp, and Avdija played in all 3, and now he gets the bonus of Grant being out. Jeremy Grant is out, and more minutes to Avdija, who will pass the ball more and create more for Ayton in this one. We can see that Ayton scores 80% of his points in the paint and has some good correlation with that scoring. And we can see that Dallas are ranked as the 8th, allowing 8 most points in the paint. Similar type of players cover this in 7 out of the 10 games, averaging 33% more points than their closing lines at FanDuel. So yeah, this is a good matchup and good data. And yeah, I think this line should be 15.5, honestly.
So right out the gates, a free pick for y'all to tail. DeAndre Ayton over 13.5 points. Again, best price in market, -128, available at our sportsbook partner, the FanDuel Sportsbooks. And so often on this show, we do find our best bets available with FanDuel having the best price. And FanDuel, of course, with the NBA season heating up and in full swing, as you watch your favorite teams and players, make sure you're checking out FanDuel to make every moment even more rewarding with America's #1 sportsbook. Well, like I said, price sensitivity-wise, they are one of the sharpest sportsbooks out there, especially for player props. But still, we find ourselves always finding some best bets available there with quality pricing. And these markets are posted extremely quickly with a wealth of different markets to choose from as well. And as if that wasn't already enough, right now, new customers commit $5 and get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. Yes, guaranteed. So next time you get a hunch on who's going to win or how many points a player will score, bet it on FanDuel and watch your picks come to life. Just visit FanDuel.com/board or visit the link in the description, FanDuel.com/board. board. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. But must be 21 plus and present in the United States for Kansas affiliation with Kansas Star Casino or 18 plus and present in DC. First online real money wager, only $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. After 3-month free trial, the full price of League Pass will be automatically charged monthly. Cancel anytime. No refunds, terms, restrictions, and embargoes apply. Then one pass per customer. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelpline.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. With that one done, the first free pick in the books, we go back to the top of the board here, and we'll talk, unfortunately, about the Toronto Raptors here. They're going to be taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers in Cleveland. 15.5-point spread. We don't need to dwell too much on how bad the Raptors are, but let's talk about the Cavaliers. What a game yesterday against the Oklahoma City Thunder. I haven't had a chance to watch it back. I was busy watching the Raptors lose to the Knicks. That's how I spent my Wednesday night. But Pips, what a game this was. The Cavaliers come through in the end. Extremely impressive from this team, no doubt.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the game. We spoke about it, and you had that unfortunate your Raptors
the Raptors played the Knicks, and I was watching that.
yeah, that was yeah. But the game was great. Kept up to the hype. Very interesting stuff on both sides. You have like one of the best defensive teams in the league, and then you have like 100 and 102 points scored after 3 quarters. I had my brother watching the game, and he watched like casual fun, like maybe like 5-6 games a year, and he was texting me when the third quarter finished, like, I thought this game is over. I see like teams are at 100 points. He didn't. He joined at the halftime throughout the game, and was surprised that it's the end of the third quarter and we have like 100 points on both sides. Yeah, when you watch the games, you see the great defenses. Like, you see the both teams are playing great defenses. The shots just keep going in, and very, very talented teams. Impressed with Jarrett Allen, impressed with Evan Mobley. On the other side, clearly lack of size is a huge issue for the Thunder. Even with Hartenstein out there, they got completely bullied on the boards. Even Donovan Mitchell couldn't do anything. He was in the chamber, and still they won. They didn't need it. So overall, I'm really happy with this game, and we get another one. I think Thursday. I think they're playing again on Thursday. So yeah.
Next Thursday they play again.
I think I saw that someone tweeted it. Like,
let me see if the Raptors are playing that day as well. Let's see if I can watch that one on the 16th. No Raptors, small slate. Yeah, it'll be in OKC for that one. All right, the rematch. I will have eyes on it. We will be there. Back on the Cavaliers specifically, playing the Raptors here. Anything we can do with this? I mean, you and me, it wasn't on the show, but you and me both still had money in the Raptors game yesterday on a Raptors player. So there's still chances to find spots in games like this. Anything for this one, though, here?
Yeah, I didn't honestly pay much attention to it. I think this should be a good spot for Raptors, for Cleveland Cavaliers corner shooters. I think you can agree on that one.
Yeah.
But who gets the minutes in blowout for the Cavs? I need to check this. I'll just check it on the spot just a second. I'm going to look at the Cleveland Cavaliers minutes, fourth quarter minutes, when they are like blowing out teams. When they are blowing out teams, and I think that happened in like. Let me just check who plays the blow. I think it's Ty Jerome, but he is not up. He is not opened on any books. Yeah, it's weird. Like, there are no players up that plays in the blowout, and that's the thing. Like, you can't just bet like George Niang over because you think it's a blowout, but because he didn't play in much of these blowouts. Like they played even worse players like in the blowout. So Max Strus is currently returned from the injury. He was one of the best players last night. Like he was 5 from 6 from three and had I think 5 or 6 assists. He was absolutely amazing. Uh, but he recently came back from the injury, so I don't know what's the minutes on back to back for him. So yeah, I don't have any bets on this one.
Curiously, just looking at the Raptors info here, all of their top guys yesterday played pretty well, being Barrett, Barnes, quickly, and their numbers have stayed the same in this one. Um, Probably byproduct of the Cavaliers' defense, but quickly was the spot I had yesterday, and he's at the same line as he was yesterday. So I guess for me here, me
Yeah,
asking a question, what do you think about quickly in this game?
uh, the terrible matchup. They're putting two on the ball, and maybe he can like if he is going to play a lot of off ball stuff like he did last game, he'll get the looks. He'll get like he started the game like corner three off of RJ Barrett drive. I think
Yeah,
uh, that kind of
second play of
stuff
the
will
game.
be there. That kind of stuff will be there. But as a ball handler through pick and rolls, one of the toughest spots in the league. Cleveland Cavaliers. So yeah, and also being a blowout game, like this is almost certain blowout. Like I would say, like 70% chance this should be a blowout
Agree.
for the Cleveland Cavaliers. So zero chance, like huge chance, no fourth quarter minutes. Then 15 and a half makes sense. I'm honestly hoping that he stays under so we can bet him the next game.
Okay, makes sense for
Yeah.
there. So not the right spot today.
What do you think? Just quick question. What do you think about Grady Dick? Like I watched the last night, he was god awful.
Yeah,
Like
he was
he
horrendous.
was again benched twice. Do they start playing him in garbage minutes? Like
It does no favors to him to stop playing him at this point. Like they're 8-29. You may as well keep trying to figure it out. Like obviously he has ability. You saw it start of the season. He's definitely got to
yeah,
step up defensively. He's a turnstile on defense right now,
yeah.
and
I
can't
I
really
would
have
say
that.
maybe I would say more maybe even the worst defensive players in the
And
entire
yeah,
starting
and
worst starting
and
defender. Yeah,
that's kind of highlighted by the fact that there's no other good defenders really in the lineup, like other than like maybe Scotty Barnes. So like on the perimeter at least, but
I think
offensively,
healthy quickly is decent. I would
yeah, but
say
there's no stopper. There's no
yeah,
reliable
yeah,
defensive
yeah.
guy there. Whereas like as much as Abaji isn't like sensational defense, at least when he was starting, you had at least that guy to put on the team's top player, which worked
Yeah.
to a certain degree. But on
Yeah,
offense, yeah, it's he's becoming a bit erratic recently. It just feels a little bit more forced at the
yeah.
moment.
I
He's got to get
watched
more
the
comfortable.
games. Yeah, I watched the games like against the Hawks, against the Knicks,
Mhm.
and both games is like I couldn't believe my eyes. Honestly, that's like high school level
Yeah,
mistakes. Like
considering how well he
yeah,
was playing at the start of
yeah,
the year, it's quite a
yeah.
change. But he's just got to get more comfortable
Honestly
again.
with better coaching, a team with Jacob at the five, Barnes as like some like weak side, quickly and Devion sharing minutes as like
Well, it's not
point of
Davian,
attack.
it's Shed these days. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah, but I'm saying like overall they should be at least average on defense. And Barrett is like not positive on defense, but he has the size at least for the
yeah.
wing. So like overall, you should guys be average on defense with this kind of lineup. It's
you,
just the coaching.
you're telling me, man. I'm aware that this team is a lot better than it
Yeah,
looks, but
yeah,
coaching again, once again, called into question. But I've personally spent too much time on this topic over the last couple of weeks, so
yeah.
I'm gonna move us on here. We have the Timberwolves playing against the Orlando Magic. Minnesota -5.5 from the spread against pretty injury. We know about the injury situation ongoing with the Orlando Magic. Still winning games. They're still 22-16. Still finding ways, which is very impressive. Props to
Huge
the
news
coach over
though.
there. Is Ben Carroll
Huge
back
news.
today?
Yeah, he's questionable, but Shams said that they expect him to play. So
That is huge.
yeah, that is huge. Sucks should be close also to returning. So yeah, that means that's just opens up. Like they have shooters, they just need creation, and with Banquero out there, they get it. So they like suddenly like next level, like on offense. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Not looking forward to this game, honestly. The lines are set so low that I can bet unders in this one, and there is no one opened up for the Magic besides Paulo, and we don't know the minutes. Like last two game ago, I think 2 days ago, Zion was playing first game back,
Mm.
and they set points, rebounds, and I sit at 23 and a half. I was like, man, like if he even gets like 26, 5 minutes, 10, 25 minutes, this is like food for him. And I was hesitant to bet like it's Zion. Maybe they just play him like 20 minutes or stuff. Then he ended up playing 28 minutes in the first game back and like double the line, almost like
Mhm.
covered it with 15 points, rebounds, and assists. So I don't know, like with Paolo, they were careful. So maybe he plays straight away like 27, 28 minutes. But we can't know. And I fucking hate Magic. That I'm going to repeat that. Like so many times I bet the player and then they bench him after 5 minutes. Oh, he was injured, but we didn't put it on the report. Stuff that happened like 3 times. We bet earlier this season Wendell Carter.
Yeah.
He played 34 minutes in the game before. We bet on him and he's benched suddenly and playing like 18 minutes. Yeah, like they are garbage and I don't want to touch anything on Magic. I mean, not garbage, like, but on the information, minutes, and roster stuff, they give wrong information all the time, and I don't want to touch this.
All right. No problem. We can move to the next game. The Pistons looking pretty good this season. Relative to what you'd expect, they're 19 and 18. They're favored here at home against the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors, after their incredibly hot start to the season, have come back down. They're 18 and 18. So two teams with similar records who feel definitely different ways about those records. Any comment for betting in this game?
Yeah, I'm just going to look. Yeah, it's tough.
While Pips is looking there, please make sure if you haven't yet, hit that like button on the stream. Makes a big difference for us in the YouTube algorithm. And also, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We're live here every weekday morning. Flip back up here to Pips. What you
I'm looking
here?
I'm looking at Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris threes as the spot up is like the huge problem for the Golden State Warriors. He scores 25% of his overall points from the corners, and the Golden State gives a ton of corners, and they give second most spot up, and that's the way he scores most of his points. But it's fucking Tobias Harris, man. If you take a look at
that's enough to say no.
yeah, if you look at the last couple of games, like he is covering this, and we are getting plus money for this. Like, but if you look at usage, like 2 out of 3, 2 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 2 out of 4. So we get four threes up. I'm not confident that he'll cover in those shots. Other side, Steph Curry is at 25 and a half. And even though this is a great matchup, I think this is set a bit too high considering how like he didn't cover this in a ton of games, like barely covering. So yeah, could interesting bet be on this guy. We all know him, but he plays great, and this is a great bet if Curry is playing. Like when you look at this, like this is a really good win rate and really good numbers when he's like playing teams that don't allow a lot of threes, don't allow a lot of assists. When you exclude those teams, he is 13 out of 18 with Steph averaging 6.4. But Steph is questionable. He is questionable as well. So we don't have any idea what this game going to look like. We have everyone questionable for this one. Dennis Schroeder, Curry, and Draymond Green. Like it will be interesting to see that they are all ruled out and what do we get of this game now. But overall, when you look at the against Pistons and you look at the similar players, Randall, Giannis, Barnes, LeBron, Butler, like similar type, like wing creators. They covered in 6 straight and averaged 19 points above average. And Pistons allow only sixth most assists. So not yeah. If Kyrie is playing, and I like this one, but I'm not going to take a stab with because if Kyrie is not playing, I actually bet this under. It's so one of my go-to bets for the season is Draymond Green over when Kyrie is playing at 5.5, and Draymond Green under at 6.5 when Kyrie is not playing, because they move up his assist to one higher without Kyrie, while he averaged 2 assists less without Kyrie on the floor.
Right.
Books have it wrong, so I always bet the opposite every single time. So I will need Kyrie to be confirmed in for this bet.
Okay, fair enough. So we can then proceed to next game up. We've got the Houston Rockets playing against the Memphis Grizzlies. Another pretty interesting clash between these two teams. Spread here is -1 in favor of the Houston Rockets. Memphis seems like this team can never be quite fully healthy. But what should we expect out of the Houston Rockets in this game, Pips?
Houston Rockets have huge issues with depth. Already spoke about it. Jabari
Yeah.
Smith and Terry Eason are out for this one. Uh, like our bench is Jeff Green, Jock Landale, Jashawn Tate, Aaron Holiday, Cam Whitmore. That's not good.
Mhm.
If you compare it to the bench of Memphis, it's Aldama, Scottie Pippen Jr., Brandon Clark, Luke Kennard, Jay Huff. Like they run circles around us on the bench stuff. But for this game, we have Ja Morant, Desmond Bain, Jaren Jackson, and Aldama. 4 players questionable for the Memphis, and I will say 4 of their 5 best players are questionable for this game. So this could turn ugly. Like we have no idea who is playing, who is not playing. Uh, I honestly lean towards Houston winning at this point because if any of these players are out, Morant, Bain, or Jackson, any of these three, if they are out, it's clear as day that Houston should be favored.
Right.
And Houston actually likes to play fast pace because we struggle in backcourt offense, and we are great in transition defense. And Memphis is terrible in transition defense. So their high pace is great for like guys like Amen, Jalen Green, and Cam Whitmore and Alperen Şengün. So I think our matchup is great. I just need one of these guys to be out. So yeah, but betting wise, again, not much for this.
Well, I believe you mentioned there is something for this game you're interested in betting wise. It's the Atlanta Hawks +6 on the road against the Phoenix Suns. Two teams that probably have, well, definitely not for the Suns. They haven't been playing well in the recent stretch. I think 17 losses in their last 25, 8 losses in their last 10. The Hawks, five. You know what? They're right around 500, so things are going pretty well, all things considered. But for this game, what's your look?
First off, I don't know. Let me just check the line. Yeah, it's there. Uh, don't know about FanDuel. Can you check the under Hunter line for FanDuel
Points?
points? Yeah,
DeAndre Hunter over 18.5 is -104.
yeah. We are getting 17.5 -120 on some other spots. So that will be second official bet.
Even 115 as well can be
Yeah.
found.
Yeah, there are some great numbers out there. I will pay up -125. That's the last string I will pull. Yeah, this is like self-explanatory. Like, do I need to say much of this? Like, look at this. This is no filters at all. Like, this is just last 19 games for DeAndre Hunter. Like, zero filters. Like, he covered this in 16 out of the last 19. Average in the same time. Like, terrible game against the Lakers. Like, if we exclude that game for like because he shot 1 from 12, and look at the last 18, he averaged 22 points. Like, of course, we can't exclude, but just saying, like, it does terrible service for his averages. But he averaged 22 points over the last 18 games without that. And the unders came against the Jazz when he missed one free throw to cover, was 3 from 5 from free throw line. and game against the Bucks, which was playoff type of game, where he shot 2 from 10 from twos. Like he missed 5 layups in that game. So in those games, he was even supposed to cover. So yeah, just trying to paint a bigger picture for how well he's playing and how this line honestly doesn't make much sense. Honestly, also not honestly, also Jalen Johnson is out for this game. So depth on the wings for the Hawks is a bit thinner. So that should like DeAndre Hunter should close the game. Like he's playing off the bench, but in this case, without John Johnson, he should close the game like 95% of the time because they don't have wings there, and they are continuing playing him off the bench, which I like. He is then go-to guy. But yeah, looking at these numbers, it's crazy. If you go a bit further, the only thing Suns defend well is a spot up. Everything else, they are average, below average, or terrible. They are average in transition defense, a bit below. They are a bit below average in free throws allowed, but they are terrible in handoff defense, pick and roll ball handler defense, pick and roll man defense, off screen, everything. And then when you look at the similar type of players, Kelly Oubre, Jaren Jackson Jr., Kuminga, Siakam, Jeremy Grant, Avdia, so on, Wiggins, Randall, they cleared this line in 11 out of the last 15, averaging 31% more points. It's huge sample size. All these guys average 5.1 points above their closing lines on FanDuel. That's huge. Like that, you can see that every day. Like these guys, wings are the way to attack the Suns. They have the 22nd ranked defensive rating, and I think if you look at the last 15 games, it's even worse. They are for sure bottom 5 in defensive rating, and yeah, overall good matchup. And I think DeAndre Hunter should be in a great spot tonight.
Okay, DeAndre Hunter over 17.5 points is the bet here. It's good to minus 125. Sorry, the comment's a bit wrong, but hey, if you can get minus 120, you should be playing that one as well. Do you think DeAndre Hunter should be under further consideration for the Sixth Man of the Year award the way he's playing right now? He is, I think
I
he's second in odds. Yeah, but he's way behind Pritchard.
I don't understand that. I spent like 30 minutes yesterday looking at this, and I don't understand why is he behind Pritchard. Like Pritchard put most of his numbers when like some players were out, like when starters were out. Like that's, I mean, yeah, that's always happening, but I just don't get it. Like the counter average way more points, and his being efficiency probably like the same, and he's doing it on the worst team. I don't think it should be credit that Pritchard is doing it on the better team when it's just way easier for him to score.
Right.
Like Pritchard is minus 200, minus 200 or 250, and the other Hunter is plus 350, plus 300. Like I don't see it honestly. Like we can pull the numbers. Like if you look at the Pritchard this season, he averaged 14.8 points, 3 rebounds, 3.4 assists. And if you look at the Hunter numbers, it's 4 more points, uh, same rebounds, and 2 less assists. And efficiency is probably on the Hunter side as well. So I honestly don't get it. Like think they should be at least even for now. And Pritchard numbers will tank when they throughout the season. That's not. I mean, probably it's the same case for the other Hunter. But Pritchard, when he's playing with starters all in, he had a tremendous luck that Porzingis was missing first half of the season. Like he missed like first how many games, and
Well,
yeah,
this award often comes down to a guy gets a bigger role because guys are injured.
yeah, true, yeah. But Hunter is doing it like for now. I think Hunter is better and should be in the 6 man.
Do you think there's any chance Hunter reinserts himself into the starting five at any point to take away his opportunity to win this?
I don't think so because now with Jalen Johnson out, he is not starting. Some games was both
Okay.
some games we had Dyson Daniels and Bogdan Bogdanovic out. He still didn't start. They just keep starting Risa Share, and yeah,
They like him off the
that
bench. They don't want to
yeah,
disrupt that rhythm.
yeah. So honestly, I think that's a good way. He also played 26 games so far. Uh, how many games are left? Like 50,
Just under 50.
under 50. So yeah, yeah. I don't think so. I think he's going from the bench for
Okay.
them. Like clear vision. And for the Pritchard one, I think his numbers are going to tank. Like not hugely, but like he will finish the season like a 13 points average probably if there are no huge injuries on the. But the thing is, every single game, Boston just rotating guys on the injury list. Like one game it's Tatum, one game it's Brown, one game it's Porzingis. So he always gets the opportunity to step up with so many games. Like it's a bit almost like cheating.
And
But yeah,
currently, he's young.
I mean, I
Plus
would say
320
like
at FanDuel right now for Hunter.
yeah, I would say like Pritchard is incredible. Like that's out of the picture. Like not saying he doesn't don't deserve this, but uh, in my opinion, Hunter is putting better numbers.
Yeah, it'll be interesting one to develop. But yeah, the feels like he should be a bit closer than the plus 320 suggests here. So maybe a good look for a future. But back to the present. Miami rematch against the Utah Jazz. Last week, these two teams played it out, and the Jazz on the Heat Culture Court in Miami won by 36 points. A little bit of a dysfunction from this Heat team amidst the Jimmy Butler situation. Good win last time out on Tuesday in a 16-point win over the Warriors. But how do you see this one going down with Miami on the road favored by 5.5?
Yeah, a bunch of players are out for the Jazz. Clarkson, Collins, and Kijonte. But they just played a good game against the Hawks. Markkanen was amazing. Sexton did his part. Kessler is there. So when they have Sexton, Kessler, and Markkanen, they can still do the damage. So, but then we have like we mocked Miami beams -9, +9 against the Golden State, and then they blow them out in the last game. Like unpredictable stuff. I won't touch this game, honestly. I will bet probably Duncan Robinson if he was open, but he isn't up on any books.
So good one to
Sm-
look at later.
yeah, smart decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, 11 point, like 9.5 probably opens, and that's a bet to take.
We'll go ahead and go to the final game of today's slate. The Lakers at home are -9 against the Hornets. Hornets have started okay. They are not playing well at all as of late. There's been injuries. They've just come down from their early start. The Lakers 12-5 at home this season, 6-4 in their last 10, playing much better basketball as of late. Anywhere to attack for this matchup?
Yeah, I don't know why they are not players up for this game. Like both Davis and LeBron are probable, and there is no one on question reports for the Hornets, and they are healthy. Like we have only 4 players up, like AD, LeBron, Lamelo, and Brandon Miller. I wanted to bet Mark Williams, like slam dunk spot. Like
Maybe it's
I don't
good.
get it.
Mark Williams hasn't been our friend this season. Maybe it's good he's not a.
Yeah, I mean, I loved the spot we took on him. I bet it.
Yeah. You
I-
know me. I'm just
yeah,
poking at it.
yeah.
There's
Sure.
no band players for me except Tyler
Yeah.
Hero, but no
Yeah,
other band players.
Yeah, I will strongly look into Mark Williams. Probably opens up like 11.5 points and 8.5 rebounds. And you bet the over on points and rebounds at 19.5, probably.
Today's the day he goes 20-10 because we weren't able to bet it on the show. Today's the day he goes.
Yeah.
He goes
Sad
crazy.
day. Sad day.
We'll see.
Yeah, the Lakers allow a lot inside, a lot of rebounds, a lot of everything, and he should cook them, as many bigs did the entire season. Don't know the like Lamelo one is interesting, but I can't bet it because I know they don't allow anything to pick and roll ball handlers. no free throws, no spot up for Lamelo. Like, but I think he lost to play the Lakers. So overall, no bets for this one.
All right, that will do it for coverage of the slate. We'll now hand it over to you in the chat to see what your bets are for the day, and we'll get some advice. We'll start with an open-ended question here from Drosko asking about live betting and advice for it. When is the best time to bet live? At the beginning of the fourth quarter? Just thinking out loud, is there anything for you, Pips, that you look at when you're trying to bet live markets?
Knowing Drashko, I will say watch the game and see the coverages. That's the best thing. First off, for player props. Second one is I do when I have overs on bench guys, I wait for them to come on the court and to get better lines. Like sometimes some players like 9.5 and he's on the bench and he's coming in with 2 minutes left in the second quarter, in the first quarter, and the line moved and he still didn't even enter the court. Like that's an easy one. Uh, when you see guy entering and the other team has possession and you want to bend over, wait for this possession to finish, maybe few cent off. And I made a lot of money on betting Donovan Mitchell under at halftime when they are up big. Uh, he doesn't care. Like some games when they were on back to back and he played and they were up by 20 on the halftime. I bet him like he was like 9 points in the first half. And I think I bet the points, rebounds, and assists. He had like 12 points, rebounds, and assists, and they were giving me like 24 points, rebounds, and assists. And I knew he's going to play like 7 more minutes. Like I even posted that one on Twitter because it was absurd. So just to like show how do you find some edges, and he did exactly that. He played 7 more minutes, had 3 more PRAs, and was shut down for the rest of the night. Easiest bet I ever made. Like I put like 3 units on it because it was like easy. So yeah, I will say that. Like look into that stuff. Like uh, when you see the difficult, also when you see the difficult coverage for a player and he just made couple of like difficult shots in a row. Like some players start like 4 for 4, like making some crazy shots. You can bet them under if you think the coverage is good. Yeah, same thing for players when they like start game like 0 from 5 and they had like 5 open looks and now the line moved from like 13.5 to like 9.5. Yeah, you should bet that.
From my answer for this would be like similar to yours, but like pretty early in a game, I think that if you see coverages that like confirm your suspicion for a game or differ to that, and then that completely changes the player's role for the game, changes who's covering him for the game. Pretty early in a game, you might be able to see that. Also, alternatively, it could happen at any point, but more so like you can focus on it start of the second half if there's a big adjustment. Somebody's defending somebody different, somebody's playing a different role. So like for like a Raptors example, because this is what I used to look for, like is Barnes playing as the help defense 4? If so, rebounds are now a lot much of a bigger opening for a play rather than if Barnes is playing point of attack defense, which sometimes he does, or if he shifts his position mid-game. So things like that are what you look for. There's no specific answer on when the best time is to live bet, but a good question and a good discussion. Philip, sorry, you want to add something?
There are some games when you see from the first possession that teams are doubling out certain player and the books maybe didn't expect it, or you think they're doubling. Like game against the Hawks and Mavericks when Luka scored 72 points. Like I've seen like the coverage was single coverage against Luka. Like I bet it for like third possession of the game over. Like that's it. And sometimes I see like Trey Young, for example, like against Miami. I just like open up the game, see they sending 3 guys on him on every single pick and pick he sends. I am betting Trey under. Like there is no way he's covering.
So all pre-game, all this information is out. Like sharp bettors shaping lines, all the information is out for the sportsbook to have leading into the game. But as soon as the game starts, live betting, like sportsbooks have an algorithm typically in place to shift lines. So when you're watching games, you want to bet live. What is something that you would be able to notice watching the game that a live betting algorithm that a sportsbook has would not be able to recognize? So for football, weather. wind, like if there's a strong wind in one direction, that's massive because oftentimes a live betting algorithm won't pick it up. An algorithm is not going to pick up if a guy's getting doubled or getting single coverage, whereas you watching the game can pick that up. So that's where you're going to
Yeah.
find edges over the sportsbook on a live market.
We have a good comment from the Persian guy. Also, knowing the coach's tendencies, this is a good one. He benched Harden Pavel a couple of times this season when they were like down 20 to start the fourth, which is not something other coaches do.
That's uncommon.
Coaches do, yeah, and especially in this era when you can cover for 20 points in the fourth, like it happens not like regularly, but it happened a couple of times this season.
Right.
So yeah, this is also a good one. Knowing the coach's tendencies is also a good one.
So hopefully some good information for people to pick off for any future live betting opportunities. A couple people asked about Amen Thompson here. We have Philip NBA who asked about under 3.5 assists at -130, but Drosko also asked about under 16.5 points for him. How do you feel about Amen Thompson's lines today against Memphis?
Under 16 points is no go. There are that. I mean, there are one spot that have 17 and a half, and I don't like aiming under. I mean, so huge minutes against terrible transition defense playing at the highest pace. Like that's his go-to. Like when you can't start the transition, it's aiming time. Like he scores 28% of his points in transition, and Mavericks are love third most transition points, and they are not being a great rim defense as well this season or overall paint defense. So yeah, they are ranked as they are allowed 10th most in points in the paint, and that's fair. Like this matchup is not a difficult one for Amen, so I will stay away, especially after he put 20 points on the Wolves defense and 23 on the Lakers defense, and now he's like certain. He's playing 42 minutes a night without Jabari and Tari. Like I would say, like he's starting to become our best player, even this season. Like Shergun is obviously up, but Shingun is having a down season efficiency wise, and he's playing. He's messing around lately, like doing stupid stuff. And Amen has been our best player like last couple of weeks. So, or I don't like the under on the points assist wise. Last game he had 10 potential assists. They're playing through him way more. He's also trying to kick out when he drives, when he bends the defense. And as I said, huge pace, a lot of targets in transition for him to throw the ball to. So overall, not fan of Anderson on Amen. There is no number you can look at because he's starter now. He's playing 42 minutes a night.
So unders for Amen Thompson, those two people look at maybe not the right spot for today's game. Nicholas Jepson asks about Desmond Bain under 19.5 points at -120.
No opinion, honestly. Like, if everyone is healthy, that's a great spot to take. If Ja Morant is out, then you are not in a great spot. If Jaren Jackson is out, again, you are not in a great spot. If you can, wait for them to be ruled out and be quick. Ruled in and be quick. But other than that, I can't say much.
Nicholas Jepson also asked about Najee Marshall over 13.5 points at -109.
That's a good price. I think that's a great price. I don't even need to look at this. I think he's 14.5 mostly. So especially at -109, great price. I think I bet it. Like I was scrolling through my book and I was just didn't do research. I was just seeing like Najee Marshall -109, and I just bet it because that number is just way off the market. Like that makes no sense.
Right. Two more. Rye Pro asks about Trae Young ladders today, just because his numbers have been much better when Jalen Johnson is sitting.
I think I looked into it. I'll look again. I'll share again. Same thing I did the last time. Just a second. Stop screening and share screen again.
Yep.
Let me just go to this. when Jalen Johnson is out, we can clearly see that Trae Young played 437 minutes without Jalen Johnson this season, and his assist per 36 went from 12.3 to 12.7. And all of that happened in the last game against Utah Jazz. Most of it happened in the last game against Utah Jazz, and Utah Jazz allowed the most assists in the league. So it happened in a great matchup. And even if Jalen Johnson was playing, he would have still insane numbers in that game. So it's not like it doesn't change a lot for Trae Young. Even you look at it, like field goal attempts, assists, turnovers, rebounds, feel like nothing changed with Jalen Johnson on and off the court. And when you look at the Trae Young without Jalen Johnson and with Bogdan Bogdanovic, then it goes like to 15.2. So Bogdan being back could be a bigger thing than Jalen Johnson being out, but also he doesn't share much of the court with Bogdan Bogdanovic, as he's probably coming in for him. Out of 100 and with like they play together like 20, not even like 15% of the time this season they are sharing the court together. So yeah, I don't know. Like matchup is good. Matchup is certainly good. Yeah.
We'll go to the last question then here. We have Drosko, who once again has a question asking about Lauri Markkanen under 25.5.
I think this line is crazy. Yeah, I think this should be an under, but matchup is good.
Okay.
Yeah, he's scoring ton of his points as a spot up, and we know that for years Miami Heat were like funnel for spot up players. But like last game against the Hawks, without John Collins, without Jordan Clarkson, without Keyonte George, he ended up with 32% usage. That's for a guy that's season high. When you look at the games when he had usage above like 25%, he averaged 23 points. But I think in some games where he played really low minutes, but when you look at when he's playing big minutes, he's averaging right there, 25 points. We can go back to the last season and see Markkanen when he has 25% or higher usage in games where he gets to play 30 plus minutes. He was right there, 26.4 points average. So I think the line is kind of 25 is maybe point too high. 24 should be like a good line for Markkanen.
Okay, Pips, your camera stopped working, but that's okay because we are at the end of the stream. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in today. Very much appreciated. If you're tailing any of the picks, make sure you hit that like button and please subscribe to the channel for more content here from the Board YouTube channel. We're live tomorrow to wrap up the week, and hopefully we are also recapping a 5th straight winning day on the show. Here are today's bets, as we can see on the official picks recap. First of all, in the Portland-Dallas game, we have DeAndre Ayton over 13.5 points at -128. There he is. -128 odds at FanDuel for DeAndre Ayton on that one. And then in the second game, we have DeAndre Hunter over 17.5 points against the Suns at -115. That one was good up to -125. If we go 2-0, it's 5 straight winning days. Great run of the show. Let's keep it going and keep the support coming. Hopefully we see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully we're celebrating another winning day.